D Rich and Juice back at it once again, man. Go ahead and smash that like button right now. I'm gonna say it again. Smash that like button right now because you already know D Rich and Juice. We are trying to catch that algorithm. Juice, what's
Bro,
going on, man?
we just gotta be more consistent, bro. But I promise you, this first time we gonna be consistent after today.
Yeah, consistency is the key. Me and you have a very good rapport, but like you said, we got to push each other to find a time each and every week that we can come on here and shop it up because the fans love us. People in our inboxes telling us how much they love us, and people really pay attention to what we have to say. Sometimes it's crazy. I sit back and think, like, damn, people really care about what me and Juice talking about.
Bro, right? Like people in the DMs, people in the message requests, like it honestly feels good. So I feel like we definitely do gotta take it like more serious and because we got too much talent to just be wasting it, bro. Like it's basketball season, bro. That's what we've been waiting for. So let's go ahead and get this started, man.
So this is basically your favorite time of the year, right?
Yeah. I feel like around this time or around like January, because I feel like January, that's when teams like the rivalry teams are playing each other. It's getting closer to March Madness, high school season about to end, getting to the playoffs, NBA and whatnot. So yeah, like it's definitely it's basketball season as a whole, bro.
So you don't watch football at all. Like you live in Fort Worth, close to the Dallas Cowboys. You're not a Cowboys fan. You like they never piqued your interest at all.
Bro, I am like you got to realize like I'm African. I'm not like American. Like I was born here, but my whole family is African. They don't watch football. They don't care about football like that. So you got to kind of look at it in that perspective. Football is cool, but I'm more of just a basketball and track guy, bro. Like that's like what I am. I'm not just I'm never you'll never see me just turn on some football to watch the Cowboys. Like I generally don't care about none of that, bro. College football is cool though. I like college football better, but not the NFL.
So did you do anything like fun this weekend? I know you're a pretty adventurous dude. Did you go to any like
This the weekend.
look at the sky anywhere or some shit like that? We know how you get down.
Shoot, nah, I don't think so. I mean, I really just went to hang out with my family. My mom, she came back from Africa. She was there for a while, so I really just went to just kick it with them, help them with the house and whatnot. So family time, really. What about you?
See, man, I got my hair dyed blonde. Went to a wedding. And we had that discussion over the phone. I did something I was not supposed to do. And kids, maybe I'll talk about it at a later date, but right now I'm not going to talk about it. But I want to let you know right now what I did this weekend is something that you do not need to be doing at all.
Tell the
Kids.
people, man. Hey, no filters on here, bro. Tell the people what you did.
Hey, I will let them know one day in the near future once everything is clear. But
Man.
we're talking about basketball. I mean, your boy Robert Dillingham went viral with the performance that he had in the overtime elite
We gotta
game.
clap
Look
it
like
up.
he was in his bag. That's your boy, man. Was that performance everything that it looked to be, or like?
I mean, that's the thing. Like, well, he dropped 36 points. That was honestly, tough. Like the way he was doing it. I actually watched it live and whatnot. I felt like he was hitting like every shot. 36 points, 11 for 16 from the field. He was shooting like every damn shot, making crazy shots in the paint, crazy 3-step backs, crossing people up. Like he put on a show, and I feel like that's just a taste of what he's about to do for his senior year. So he proved that he's definitely like one of the best scorers, bro. And I've been trying to tell you, like, Rob is that guy, so stop sleeping, man.
See, and that performance was magical, right? I'm looking at it, I'm like, damn, this is he's in his bag. But even with that performance, I'm looking at it in my mind, I'm still thinking like, I don't know if this will pass at the next level. I see some things where I'm just like, I don't know if this is going to work at the next level. Yes, it was nice and it's good for the cameras. I even saw it on Facebook. I'm not even on Facebook all like that. But you know, when something goes viral on Facebook, that mean that shit viral. You got me old people, your grandma watching it, you know what I'm saying? Everybody watch. That's where everybody is at, is on Facebook. And I just actually saw it on Facebook and it said that this kid right here showed that he's NBA ready already. And yeah, he was in his bag. You compared him to Kyrie Irving before. I wouldn't stretch that far. Kyrie Irving has the best handle I've probably ever seen.
I didn't
talk
say
about
Kyrie.
having the ball on the string.
I never said Kyrie, bro. I never said Kyrie.
You said he's Kyrie Irving X. Let's not dive that deep into it because I can pull up the receipts.
Oh my God. I said Darius Garland. I said he's more of like a Darius Garland type of guy. He's not a Kyrie. Darius Garland. That's what I said.
Okay. Either way, man, I see a situation where I can see this working, but then I can also see a situation where it doesn't work, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because scoring like that, like I said, the herky jerky stuff, it's like sometimes there's too many dribbles, and that's something that can be coached out. You know, you look at Donda. I don't think he's getting the proper coaching there, and that's not a knock on Donda. Kanye got a lot going on. Maybe that's not his focus right now. But you watch them play, like when they play Centennial.
I don't know, bro. I actually disagree, bro. If you watch that game against Centennial, his coach was taking him out the game because Robert was having a bad game. That I think I made a video, but like that was one of his worst games that he's ever had, bro. He was getting turnovers, he was missing so many shots, like, and the coach pulled him out the game. So I do think that that's something that is preparing him for Kentucky. Whenever he does get to Kentucky, I'm already knowing Coach Cal is going to definitely challenge him.
Oh, Coach Cal don't play.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm sure he's gonna like challenge him to play more in his system, and I feel like that's what makes Robert special is the fact that he is able to get a bucket like by himself, but he can also has the ability to like be able to get one in a system type team, especially with all the talent that he's gonna have too, and he's like an underrated point guard as well. So yeah, I do think Donda is like, I mean, I wish he went to like a regular school, but Donda's not a bad option, bro.
Yeah, I mean, but I definitely think it's lacking in some aspects, man. I think that when you look at Centennial, there was definitely like a more coach team, in my opinion. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
I know other people feel the same way, but he is a bucket.
Yeah, that's the thing, bro. Like, that's the thing. Like, I can see it on both sides. Like, trust me, I get what you mean, bro. Like, what he did this past weekend, like, I feel like people shouldn't just make big decisions off of that weekend just because his teammates that he was playing with, like, they weren't taking it. Mikey Williams wasn't taking it that serious. Like, half the players on that team wasn't taking it that serious, you know? So, I don't know. Like, he does dribble the ball a lot, bro. Like, I will admit, like, he does dribble it. So, I just want to see how he's going to transition. Like, I agree with you. I want to see how he's going to transition, but I still do think he's an NBA player, personally, and still number one.
Okay, let's stop it there. Also speaking of the overtime league, we had Cameron Boozer, and I specifically want to talk about Cameron Boozer because I was watching the game where he played Bronny and them. And Juice, let me tell you something. This kid was doing whatever the hell he wanted to do, and when I saw that performance and his ability to knock down the outside shot, I said Carlos Boozer has done something special raising these two kids because his brother Caden, he's not on the same level as his brother, right? But he's good and he can hold his own very, very well. Definitely a top player. But when it comes to Cameron Boozer, Juice, this kid is special. And he had 28 in a 20 game in the OTE games. I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't watch the overtime league game. What channel was it even on? Okay, but
they was live streaming it. They was live streaming.
Okay, but I did get a chance to check out some of the highlights afterwards. And Juice, man, when we talk about the class of 2025, man, this dude right here, I think he stands at the top right now. What do you think, man?
Yeah, like me and you are gonna be dropping like our official, like, you know, top 10 or top 25 players regardless of class. In mine, I had him easily top 5, like regardless of class. I feel like people kind of can't really tell how good he is just because like the team that he plays on and maybe the spotlight may not be there. But bro, he has all the tools to be like easily a top 5 player. Like, nobody's out here just dropping 28 and 20 against a professional overtime league team. You know, I don't care what nobody says, but he's impressive, bro. Like, he just knows how to play.
I mean, but what he did to Sierra Canyon or California Basketball Club, whatever the hell their name was, doing that thing. I mean, I'm just looking. I'm like, he is literally out there looking like a man child, doing whatever he wanted to do. And that to me, because I felt like it was a tie between him and Cooper Flag. Okay, and I feel like right now Cameron Boozer kind of got me leaning towards that way, but I feel like Cooper Flag can also get me leaning back towards his way. You know, it's a tug and pull situation with that top spot in the class of 2025, man. But I feel like he has the cheat code because he has a father that played in the NBA, and he's going to teach him the ropes and give him things that other people can't teach their sons. And I always feel like that's a big part. Okay, and you can see it in his game too, man. And it seemed like he quiet, but he also got that dog in him because when he score, I see the passion, and I love that. I love a quiet kid off the court and a kid that get on the court and he got that dog in him. There's something about that just make me so happy deep down inside when you're able to play both sides like that, man.
Yeah, Cameron Boozer, Cooper Flag, Koa Pete.
Darren Peterson.
I'll put Darren Peterson in there. Like those are the guys that I feel like. Wait, Darren Peterson 25 or is he 24?
25.
Yeah, those are the 4 guys that I feel like are gonna be. Those are the top guys that I have right now. But yeah, Cameron, I feel like he's leading those 4 for now. But yeah, don't be surprised if Darren Peterson like comes out of nowhere, bro. He's definitely tough. Like you put me on to him for sure.
And what was the situation with this? Was it like all the good players versus the overtime elite players because Bronny was in it?
Well, that's the thing. Like they had like separate games. So the first game was Cameron Boozer's team versus one of the overtime league teams, which was against Jay Gort and them. And then the second one was Bronny, CBC versus one of the overtime league teams, which is Amen Thompson and whatnot. And then the last team was like the Blue Checks with Mikey, Robert. He just pretty much made his own team. And then they played like, Bryce Griggs and Trey Parker and whatnot. So it was more of like a showcase, I feel like,
Now, it was so crazy is that just last week you had texted me. You said, what happened to Bryce Griggs? You down there made me get on Twitter and search. I said, damn, I hope nothing happened to him. I mean, Jesus Christ. With all this crazy stuff going on with these recruits, did he stab somebody or something? I had to get on there on Twitter and see what was going on. And a couple of scouts said that Bryce Griggs looks to be in good shape. He dropped some weight, not like he was fat, but he got more toned up. Did you get a chance to see Bryce play?
Yeah. Bryce was good. Bro, I want to clarify. I only text you like what happened to Bryce because I just feel like we haven't really heard much about him. Like, when is he gonna be eligible to like go to the league and whatnot? Is he eligible to go this year or next year or whatnot? Like, what's going on?
And it's a situation to me, Juice, where I feel like honestly Bryce Griggs should have just went to college, did the college thing.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I feel like he had more popularity whenever he was at Hightower High School in Houston, bro. And I feel like I remember I was talking to you about this too. I was like, people who go to the overtime league, you would expect them to get more clout and whatnot, which they probably are. Maybe I'm just not tapped in, but they probably are getting more clout and whatnot. They're obviously getting like full basketball, like training. I guess it's cool for connections and whatnot, but I feel like a lot of those guys just haven't heard much about him. And then I feel like it's also hard to keep up with it. Like you said, bro, you didn't even watch the game. Like you didn't know where it was at. I don't know who these guys are playing during the season. What are their stats? Like, how much did Bryce Griggs average last year? Who is he even playing? I feel like we only know about the games like this whenever they play against Mikey, and then we forget about them for the rest of the season. I feel like that's something that the overtime league definitely has to like fix, or is just me?
Now, one thing that I will say about the overtime league is they take some beautiful pictures. They do a great job with the social media things. I see Tremaine Parker's page. I mean, it's magnificent. I mean, it's on. Listen, if we could have them promote me and you, we'll be blew up right now. If they did us like that, if we could get a system like that going, as far as the media wise, but it's like every time I see them, they screaming at each other. Like, what the hell is going on? You know what I'm saying? I don't like what's going on. And Bryce Griggs was the player to me who he was up there with. He was up there name wise with the Imani Bates, with the Amari Baileys, he was on par with those guys. You know what I mean?
He's in the 22 class.
Yeah, he was in the 22 class. See, you even forgot what class he was in. He was in the 22 class, right? It's to the point where I don't know if he's 21 or 23 now. Okay, I felt like him finishing high school. Maybe he could have went to like a Montverde or a school like that. Went to one of them bigger schools, transferred from Houston. And then he could have went to like a Texas or one of those schools in Texas because I know how much Texas means to him. And it's unfortunate that I don't believe we'll be able to get to see that because they did change it to where you can go to college, correct? But I don't know if that's for him.
So that's the thing. I think if you only don't accept the money, I may be wrong though. I don't think you can accept the money. But like I said, I get it. For some people, I actually get it. Like, because if I were to ask you, like, do you think Bryce is going to the league?
I want to say he was a lock to go to the league, but you always know my argument, man. I feel like he was better than a lot of people that we consider some of the top guards in the 2022 class. I'm not going to bring up any names, but I do feel like he was, as far as being a straight bucket and a technician with the ball in his hands, being able to finish left to right, being agile under the hoop. Bryce Griggs is a technician, bro. His dad had him grinding at such a young age. He was a beast from 3rd grade all the way till now. That's why I'm so pissed off that I don't get a chance to see him on a consistent basis. And it's kind of like he just, I'm not gonna say hiding out, but damn, I don't get a chance to see him. What was his numbers?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
when was the last time he was on Ball His Life? When was the last time he was on Slam or anything like that? It's like I don't see him anymore. And that's more of me speaking from a fan perspective, bro. Because I'm telling you, he was on par with all these guys that we consider top players in the class of 2022. He was on par with them, and he would have been in college right now, bro, at some big time university, getting ready to perform.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I'm trying to see, like, so it's okay if he's not on Ball His Life. It's okay if he's not on Slam. I feel like what really matters at the end of the day, if he does make it to the NBA. And that's what I'm saying. Like, with the overtime league, like, is he gonna make it to the NBA? Because the only person I see that is in the NBA talks that's in the overtime league right now is like the Thompson twins. So I don't really see people saying, "Oh, Bryce Griggs, he's going to the league," or he's a top 30. I don't see that. That's why I feel like he probably should have went to college. But like I said, I get it because the money, bro. He got the bag. Bro. This man was in high school getting the bag, bro. Like, wasn't his deal like $1 million or something?
I don't know, but you look at that shit he be wearing. He's getting the bag. A lot of these players, I look at what they're wearing, they get in the bag because I be looking at the prices like I can't afford that. So they get in the bag, right? So yeah. I'm not gonna say everybody don't wear their money, but you can tell by if a high school player wearing some stuff that you can't afford, I mean they get a little bit of paper, right? Or am I tripping?
I agree with you, bro. I agree with you 100%.
Now, Jared McCain. Well, we had Trey Parker versus Mikey Williams also. I want you to talk a little bit about that. But Jared McCain, I feel like we're in a situation where I feel like Jared McCain can see himself become a top 10 player in the class. And let me explain my reasons why. We look at his performances coming off the summer. Just had a good performance in the tournament. What was that? The Border League? Whatever. What did they even call that? What's the real official name for that?
It was like the Geico Top something Border League.
Okay. Border League. And now he plays for Centennial, same team he played for the past couple of years. And they're going to have a pretty tough schedule. And if they can find themselves winning the state championship, I don't know how the California State Championship work. It's like they win 3 of them. But if they can find themselves winning the California State Championship, beating some of the teams who are placed on their schedule, let's say Jared McCain goes out and averages 20-plus points throughout the season and plays the smart basketball that we're accustomed to seeing him play, Juice. And I want to give you credit, Juice, because sometimes you talk a lot of crap, right? And I listen to you, and you do a lot of comparisons. And I'm like, shut up, Juice. Sometimes your comparisons, they're not on par. But one comparison that you actually made that was correct was comparing him to to Brogdon from the Celtics. I watched him on the Celtics open night, and I said, damn, I can actually see what Juice talking about comparing him to Malcolm Brogdon. Juice actually made a good comparison. That is actually who Jared McCain can actually be in the NBA. Okay, but I do feel like Jared McCain has a chance to propel himself to being a top 15, top 10 player in the class. What you seeing from Jared McCain over the past months since Pete Jam?
I feel like he's actually been a player that's improved a lot, considering like where he first started. Because I remember he was playing with Kylan Boswell way back when, and Kylan Boswell was getting all the attention. I was scoping Jared McCain, but I didn't realize the talent level that he actually had. And I feel like he's actually blossoming, and you see the progression that he's had, over these past few years, and just leading his team to state, beating the teams that he's been beating, and then to actually dominate some of those games and like outplay a guy like a Robert Dillingham and Donda and whatnot. Like, we got to give credit where credit is due. And I actually do think he's going to translate to the next level better than a lot of guys in that 23 class, just because of his team, like what he's on, the coaching, the type of coaching that they have in Centennial and whatnot. And I feel like he's like a guy that is willing to play his role, and he understands like the role, the type of role player that he is. And I feel like that's what he is going to be if he does make it to the NBA. I don't really see him being like a superstar or anything like that. You never know, but that's why I compared him to Malcolm Brogdon, just because of his play style. He can shoot the ball. I do think he's an underrated guy that can, play make for your team too. But yeah, Jared, I'm definitely a big fan. I think he will definitely be like a McDonald's All-American for sure, bro.
And let me apologize to you because I know sometimes I talk to you on the phone and I argue with you. I just like to troll. Sometimes I like to take a side, even though I don't believe the side that I'm trying to take, just to do that. Somebody said I should have been in law because I just like to argue, right? But when you said that every player can't be a superstar, that's true. It's only a handful of superstars. There's some drafts that you go through that don't have no superstars. Everybody can't be a superstar. You know, you send me some of those videos on Instagram, players talking about how hard it is to adjust. That's because some players are so used to being that guy, bro. They don't know what it's like to come off the bench and only have 5 points and play 10 minutes. They don't like that. They get their panties in a bunch because they used to getting everything they weigh since AAU basketball. They used to getting everything thrown their way. They used to getting all the sneakers because they the 5-star dude. Like, hey, you get this, you get that, everything, bro. They used to all that. So when you get to the league, sometimes you have to take a step back because everybody is on the same level as you, took the same route damn near. And sometimes you have to play your role. And I feel like Jared McCain is one of those players. He does whatever it takes for his team to win. If you got to come out, get 11 points, 19 rebounds, and 6 assists, I feel like that's a stat line that he'll do just to see his team win. Some players will not do that, man. And that's a big part of going to the next level.
And I was telling you that, like, I know that doesn't sound like a skill, but it's a legit skill, bro. And like that's how some players make it to the league. That's how some can't make it to the league. And that's why I feel like Amani Bates, I don't want to bring him into the conversation, but he's a good example. Like he just
hey. Don't bring his name up because
no, but just a quick example. It was kind of hard for him to, adjust to play, to be a role player for Memphis, and I feel like that is why he transferred back to Eastern Michigan, so he can be that guy again. But like I said, not everybody can be a Jared McCain. Not everybody can be like a Devin Williams, who's their starting center for their team. I even think a guy like an Omaha Bilu, like you're familiar with him too.
Yeah, you said he butchered his last name. I butchered his last name all the I butcher his last name all the time also though.
Yeah, he's like another guy that I look at like that. There's a few players in this, like Kylan Bossel, another guy, bro. Like those guys are just gonna adjust better. Reed Shepard, I'll even put him in there. Those guys just know how to like play in a system, and that's what the NBA is playing a system, being a role player. And I don't even think that's even do you think that's a bad thing to say? Like, I see him being a role player in the league, not a superstar. Is that a knock?
So that's like you saying, I see him getting $100 million. Like, what you mean? I mean, does that sound bad to you? I see him getting a 5-year extension worth $85 million. Does that sound bad? That sound damn good to me. Shit, you talking about Michael Brogdon? What, he signed $100 million?
Something like that, bro. You know how people are, bro. You know how like it's we in 2022, man. Like you know, bro.
I do that. It's like you see Bronny being a role player. We got to throw Bronny in here because he played in the OTE game too. You can say you see Bronny being a 3-and-D guy. 3-and-D guys getting paid $100 million.
He's not gonna be a 3-and-D guy. Never said that. He's gonna be a good point guard in the league.
I see him being a good 3-and-D guy.
That doesn't even make sense.
I said it.
He's 6'2", bro. He's not.
I said it.
He's not gonna be a 3-and-D. He's another like Malcolm Brogdon I can see. I'm trying, or like a Fred VanVleet. I can see him being. Actually, no, I don't know.
So I mean, what's seeing 3-and-D gotta be 6'5" or something? What?
Yeah, 3-and-D guys are guys like maybe like a JJ Taylor. I can see him being a 3-and-D guy. Trying to think off the top of my head.
J.R. Smith turned into a 3-and-D guy later in his career. How tall was J.R. Smith? About 6'3".
J.R. Smith is more of like a scorer. Like he's more of like I put him in that Jordan Clarkson.
He was. The thing about J.R. Smith's game was I don't know what the hell happened because he used to be like super athletic and shit, like crazy. Then it's like he just changed his game and he fit into what he needed to do, like hit threes and play defense.
Yeah, J.R. Smith, yeah, he was good. Like Nick Young, same thing. But.
Right. But how did Bronny do in the overtime elite thing?
I think he dropped like 16 or 19 points. I mean, he was solid. They lost the game, but it was Bronny. Bronny is really evolving, bro. Like I see the fruits are finally blossoming. Not even just that game, just all the games that we've seen so far in his early like senior year. We don't need to make this a whole Bronny segment, but
it's always time for a Bronny segment.
No, but like real quick, I just want to say like he's doing good. It's just the consistency factor. Like that's what it's going to come down at the end of the day for Bronny if he wants to make it to the league and whatnot. If he wants to be successful, is like because bro, he dropped 31 points. The next game he dropped 4. The next game he dropped like 9. Like, where's the court? You know, he has to be consistent and he has to understand, like, bro, this is your team. This is your team. Like, you can't attempt 4 shots. You can't attempt 5, 6 shots. You know, your team is not going to win in those type of scenarios. You know, you have to like be the man. You have the keys to the bus. Take your team to a dub. You know, you can't have Dylan Matoya, your point guard, shooting more than you. And I feel like that's why Bronny just needs to like understand that it's his team, be consistent and whatnot. And I think you have a good season.
Do you think that's something that's not being enforced either by coaching or I'm not gonna say at home because I know the King is his father, so the King knows too much about the game of basketball. He knows more than he's forgotten more than I know. So do you feel like maybe Bron is telling him, hey, you gotta be more consistent, or do you feel like the coach is not making him on him hard enough about being more consistent? What do you think it is? Or do you think it's not in him? What do you think it is?
I think it's a mixture of coaching and Bronny being like who he is. Like Bronny, I feel like sometimes he's like a little bit too unselfish because I've seen sometimes he can shoot the ball. Sometimes he's just a guy that just walks the ball up the court and just passes it. Sometimes he makes an extra pass. Like when he could take, I feel like sometimes he's just a little bit unselfish. I don't know their whole personnel. I don't know the coach personally. I don't know the systems that they run, but like from what I see, looks like they try and play team basketball, you know, which is fine. And the game is their team is obviously going to change when Isaiah Elohim comes back, you know, top 5 player in the 24 class. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's probably Bronny just being super unselfish, you know. I think that's just what it is. And then I think he just needs to improve on just being a consistent scorer too. You know, he has spurts of moments where he's hitting 3 back-to-back threes. He has moments where he's goes 0 for 7 from 3, you know. So Bronny just has to improve overall as a whole.
So overall, from the OTE thing, do you think it was a good? I think it was pretty good because it got people talking about it, right? Like, so like this is like the first time in a minute that I've actually paid a little bit of attention to it.
Nah, I'm just because this same thing happened last year. I mean, I remember they played Mikey. Bryce hit that game winner. You remember that?
Hey, where the hell is Big Ja?
I think he played, bro. I think he played that first game.
Bro, did he play?
Yeah, I think he played in that first game, bro.
Just asking.
Bro, chill out. Bro.
I'm really asking where.
Man, we need to make a whole segment about that. Like, we got to make a whole like next week or whatever, bro. Next time we record, please, bro. I don't know, but no, I don't think. Go ahead.
I was gonna say yeah because you know how I feel, man. I feel like that offensive left tackle was calling.
We can talk about that later, bro. But as far as like overtime, like I think it's the same thing that happened last year. I think the only way they can improve is if they make it way easier to watch games. If it's just, bro, because if you have people in the comments asking, where can I watch this game? Where is it? Like, when is this game? That's a problem. You know, that's a gap that you need to fix. And I don't know how they don't see that, bro. I don't know how much points Bryce Griggs averaged last year. Last year when Tremaine Parker was playing with Mikey Williams, bro, we knew everything. We knew who he was playing. We knew when he was playing. We know how good he had, how good of a game he had. I feel like this season we're not gonna know much about how exactly he's doing besides like, you know, them voiceovers that overtime does and them little shorts, you know. So yeah, overtime is cool, but I don't know, bro. I think there just needs to be a lot of gaps that needs to be filled.
You know, it's kind of like, you know, we all want change. You know, we want things to go a certain type of way. When Overtime Elite came, everybody said, you know, we want these players to get the bag. When the HBCU situations came up, everybody said, oh, you know, I want them to go play for people that look like us. And it's cool. It's a moment. It's a wave, right? But at the end of the day, we all gonna turn on ESPN. We creatures of habit. We all gonna turn on ESPN and watch Kentucky versus Florida before we run to watch an Overtime Elite game, or before we turn to ESPN 6 to watch a HBCU game. It's just we just used to what we're used to. We're
Yeah.
used to accessibility. We want things to be convenient for us. When we turn on the TV after a long day, I don't want to have to go to ESPN 6 and try to find that shit on my stream just so I can watch something that I want to watch. I want it to be right on my face. Pause. Okay.
That's a big pause, bro. Oh my
That's a big
god.
pause.
Yeah, that almost felt, bro.
It's a big pause. But you get what I mean. I want to turn it on and I want it to be right there in my face, man. But but shout out to all the players getting the bag, man. These guys are doing something that we never had an opportunity to do. And at the end of the day, who the hell are we to come up here, and criticize them for
No,
getting
but
fired?
it's not. I don't even think we're criticizing. We're just giving our honest opinions on things that needs to fix. Bro, I feel like they need to look at this like the big three. The big three is not super, super popular. Like, what the big three is, but I feel like they do a good job of understanding who their audience is. They have a big audience that I'm not a big three fan, but there's a lot of big three fans that watch the big three. They can sell out crowds and whatnot. They have it on TV now and whatnot. Overtime needs to understand who their audience is. And I feel like the Overtime's audience is not people as old as D-Rich TV. They're people that is.
Hey, watch your mouth, man.
Bro, you know what I'm trying to say? They're people that are super, super young. They promoting TikTok on there, people dancing and whatnot, like 20-year-olds, 19s. That's their audience, bro. Those guys don't have credits. A lot of those guys don't have credit cards to just go pay to watch this. Like they need to understand all those little things with their target audience, bro, and fix that gap because there's a lot of gaps. And I feel like that's what's like missing from them, May just be me.
Yeah, I feel like we're pretty much on the same page when it comes to Overtime Elite. Mikey Williams recruitment. I guess we could touch on this for a little bit, man. They put out an article. The article really wasn't that juicy to me. I feel like you found it more juicy than I did. But
pause on that one too, bro. On the low.
Bro, come on now. Here we go with the pause game. I'm confident in me, but
man,
you feel like he's a USC lean or a Kansas lean. You see him staying in California. I can see that too. I don't think Puma plays too much of a factor in this because Puma they don't have a university that's sponsored by Puma. So I feel like he's pretty much free to go where he want to go. I'm pretty sure that's probably in his shoe contract. I could definitely see him going to USC, staying out there in Southern California. UCLA could be a sleeper. But I hear Isaiah Collier is a big USC lean. Them and Cincinnati are the top two. I wonder how much of a factor that may play into the recruitment of Mikey. HBCU seems to be out the window. Unfortunately.
I know you want to talk about that. Go ahead.
Hey, it's out the window. I feel like it was good while it lasted, the hype and everything like that, but I would never hold a kid reliable for what he said in the heat of the moment, because in the heat of the moment, I've said a lot of things that I've never meant. So it's just a heat of the moment type of thing. But it seems like the big dogs are in play, Juice.
Yeah. And bro, I know you did say like there wasn't nothing juicy, but I was telling you on the phone, bro, like the fact that he said that he doesn't have no incoming visits scheduled lined up right now, and he said that a official announcement is coming soon. To me, that just says like he's going to a school that he's already visited, a name that's attached to him. I don't think like Kansas and USC are the two schools that I see. I don't think he's going to Kansas because they already have 3 top guards in the class that's going there: Jamari McDowell, Marco Jackson, and Chris Johnson. Mikey is a guy that wants his team, bro. He's not going to come off the bench. We know that, bro. So I just feel like he's going to USC, bro. And for some reason, I just have this theory that him and Bronny potentially may team up, bro, because Bronny hasn't announced where he's going yet either. And time is ticking, bro. Time is ticking. USC does not have no top players that's committed to go to that program.
They say Isaiah Collier is very hot. Like,
but I can see Mikey. I can see Mikey teaming up with the guy like Isaiah Kohler. I honestly think he needs a guy like Isaiah Kohler. Mikey should not go to a team where it's just going to be straight him because, bro, he needs to go to the March Madness tournament to like really showcase that he has what it takes to be like in the NBA. And if he just goes there by himself, I don't see them winning a lot of games. Like it's college, bro. It's not high school. The talent level is just different. And I think he's going to USC personally. Either USC, I can see UCLA. They already got Devin Williams. That's a good pair up, but yeah, definitely one of them schools.
The Mikey and Bronny thing. I definitely think Bronny is. I'm not just saying this because he did, but Ohio State do seem like the move for Bronny.
No, but I think they already filled. I think they already filled though. They just had a recent guy actually commit there.
Yeah, you don't think they can make room,
bro? They just filled up their last spot actually. I
don't
see the point of him going there. Like
why not?
Bro, they just haven't been like a top team in years.
USC hasn't been a top team in years.
You said what?
USC hasn't been a top team in years.
Bro, they at least make it to the tournament.
Ohio State makes it to the tournament.
I don't. You said they had a guy that is on the Spurs now, right?
Yeah, they made it last year with Malcolm. Malachi Branham.
Yeah.
And then they made the year before and they lost to the small school. Ohio State make the tournament, bro. And the Big Ten is a real strong conference.
But they're not like
USC don't do shit.
I know, bro, but it's like
what? Southern California? What?
I just think he's like, bro, with just like the way social media is, the kids is, I just see him going to a school in Cali or Oregon.
Ohio State is Ohio State is a better school to go to than USC. And I don't feel bad saying that. Yeah, basketball, everything.
I should have did my research for USC basketball to like see who's like how good.
They got the Mobley twins that came out recently.
Oh yeah. Bro, they just had the Mobleys. They just had Evan Mobley, bro. Thank you for.
Yeah, I mean that's nice. But Ohio State has had players too, though. That's what I'm saying. Like Ohio State not no slouches, bro. When it comes to Ohio State just never had the opportunity to get like a big time 5-star recruit since like they had like Jared Sullinger and they had like a little wave where they got big time recruits, but then they kind of
died down.
Yeah, got like 3-4 stars and stuff. They never got like the top 10 players and things like that. But I definitely think Ohio State is but this is not everything turned into a damn Bronny segment. But I definitely think that Mikey, I can see him going to USC.
Yeah,
I can see him going to UCLA because like the spotlight is for him. And that's not a knock. That's a good thing. The spotlight is for him. I feel like he'll adjust to those lights and everything like that. Bronny will too. He live out there already, and it'll be comfortable for him. But I can definitely see him coming to Ohio State. His dad sponsored the team. Everything just fits right with that. I don't know if Mikey and Bronny will actually team up.
And let us know too. I feel like it'll be a cool video idea. Like, let us know in the comments if you feel like we should make like a whole segment. We should make a whole segment where we go like player by player and see if they're like one and done players, or if like they have like all these top guys with clout, like DJ Wagner, Robert Dillingham, like Mikey and all them, like if they're actually one and done players. Because I heard this, I hear a lot of people say that this class is actually not like super talented. There's not one definitive number one player in the nation, So yeah, if Robert Dillingham is the top 5 player and you're over here saying that he's not a lock to go to the league, that says a lot about this class,
I just say a lot about the way I look at the game of basketball. I don't ride the wave. I look back and I look at different things from a different perspective. I don't drink the Kool-Aid that everybody try to force me to drink.
It's just tricky, bro, because like a lot of guys that just made it to the league and whatnot, like they didn't have the same type of clout that like this 23 class, bro. This 23 class is like just filled with like social media stars. And
yeah, I mean, like we got to give a shout out to some of the pioneers who helped them, who paved the way for these guys to eat like this,
Jalen Green, like he's one of those like recent guys that are actually that had the same clout as all these guys now, but was actually like you knew he was going to the NBA, like you knew he was going to be like superstar. I don't really get that with like Bronny or Mikey or even like Wagner and whatnot.
But you do get that with some of the other players though,
like that don't have the clout, bro.
Yeah, I guess some guys have more upside but no clout. Exactly. I'd rather have the upside than no clout than clout for real, honestly.
Yeah,
but enough of amateur basketball. No, this is your favorite time of the year. You were very excited last week. NBA started. Lakers look trash, but you came up with a good idea for us to give our top 8 teams each conference. I didn't do the play-in. I just did the top 8 teams that will make the playoffs. Yeah. I did the West and I did the East. Now, do you want me to go first or do you want to go first?
You can just go first and I'll just like name mine, really.
Okay. I'm gonna start off with the West, man. I'm gonna go I'm gonna go Warriors. Steph and Clay, Jordan Poole. I feel like the way they play basketball is so beautiful. Andrew Wiggins, it's just beautiful, man. And they got a lot of young pieces that are getting better, week by week and year by year. I'm gonna go Nuggets, Clippers. I feel like if you tell me that Kawhi Leonard and Paul George will be healthy for a full year, I think they'll be a 3 seed. The Suns, everybody writing the Suns off because they had 2 years where they came up short. But I feel like with Chris Paul and Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton, he may be in his feelings a little bit because he's about to get traded to Indiana. I don't know how he's handling that situation, but I do feel like the Suns are still a very talented team, and I feel like they'll get the number 4 seed. Number 5, I'm gonna go to Pelicans. We talking about Zion Williamson, who is actually still a man child in the NBA, and he's putting up good numbers. And they did good last year without him, with CJ McCollum and things like that, with the addition of him. And I'm gonna go to Grizzlies, number 6. I feel like they're gonna take a step back from last year. I feel like last year was kind of like a year where a lot of things went their way. I feel like this year a lot of things not gonna go their way, but they still gonna find their way into that 6th seed. Timberwolves, a team that was trash a couple of years ago, but you're talking about Anthony Edwards, you're talking about Karl Anthony Towns, and you're talking about the addition of Rudy Gobert. I think that the Timberwolves will make the playoffs at the 7th seed. For the 8th seed, I was gonna go to Kings. I was gonna go to Lakers, but I feel like Luka Doncic. I mean, to me, that's one of my favorite players to watch because he all fat and he look out of shape, but he's a bucket. So I feel like he's gonna get his team to the playoffs regardless. There's no way that I see the Dallas Mavericks missing the playoffs with Luka. For the East, I'm gonna go Bucks.
Let's break down the West first. Let's break down.
Okay, you say your West now.
So my West, okay, so the 9th and the 8th seed, bro. The Western Conference has so many talented teams. I feel like it's gonna be super hard to make the tournament, or the playoffs. But so I'm kind of torn between the Timberwolves or the Blazers at number 8. Because Damian Lillard is my favorite player and what this man has been doing so far during this early NBA season, I'm going with Damian Lillard and the Trailblazers at number 8. Number 7, I'm gonna go with the Clippers. Number 6, I'm going with the New Orleans Pelicans. Number 5, the Memphis Grizzlies. Number 4, I'm going to go with the Denver Nuggets. Number 3, the Dallas Mavericks. 2, the Golden State Warriors. And number 1, I'm going to go with the Phoenix Suns. Now,
what did you have the Clippers at? 7?
I have the Clippers 7 just because, bro, they don't take the regular season that serious. And there's too many. They rest a lot of games. I don't know if Kawhi is fully healthy or not. Paul George, sometimes he gets hurt. Like, they're just a team that cares mainly about the playoffs, which is why I feel like they actually lose a lot. And a lot of these teams need to start taking the regular season a lot more serious just so they're well seasoned during the NBA playoffs, and then it just builds your team chemistry. That's why I feel like teams like the Suns, the Celtics, the Bucks, those guys are good because they don't take rest days, bro. They play, they're gelling, they're going through the ups and the downs and whatnot, so that's why I have the Clippers at number 7. Personally, I don't like how you have the Mavericks at number 8. I feel like it's very, very disrespectful to the Dallas.
Like I said, the West is tough, bro.
It is, but bro, Luka is the best player in the league right now.
They don't got the best team though. Look at these teams. Look at these combinations of players and these duos and these 3-player trios. Like, it's a lot to handle in that West, bro. Like every team,
Luka is that guy, bro. Luka is that guy.
He is that guy. I love Luka. That's like he's actually a player that I would ask to take a picture with. There's not too many players that if I saw, like, I would ask to take a picture with. I'm not the type of person to ask to take a picture. But if I saw Luka, I would take a picture. And I don't care how black people feel about a black man asking a white man to take a picture. I would ask Luka Doncic to take a picture with me. Because I feel like he's that special when it comes to this game of basketball.
Bro, whenever you come to Dallas, like we should you finna move here, so we can definitely like slide through a lot of the games for sure.
You want to go to the East?
Yeah, we can go to the East. But yeah, don't sleep on the Suns, the Denver Nuggets. I just want to see how Jamal Murray is gonna hoop. Same with Michael Porter Jr. The Pelicans, I feel like, are the team that is like actually the biggest sleeper here, just because like Zion is cold. Have you been seeing him? Like him pairing up with CJ and BI, like they got a full team, bro. Like they look legit.
So the East, man, some people make the argument that the East is tougher than the West. I don't know. I feel like the NBA right now is at an all-time high as far as talent. Like
I
it's
agree.
like it's no sorry teams besides like the Spurs and
Bro, the Spurs are
Oklahoma City. Like it's no like they're in the Victor sweepstakes. Like those are the two teams that are in the Victor sweepstakes. And from the way it's looking like the Lakers should just be in the Victor sweepstakes too.
Oh, wait, real quick, bro. We didn't even talk about the Lakers. Neither of us had the Lakers in the. That's crazy, right?
I mean, I don't really feel like it's much to talk about. I feel like this is like a year where Bron about to get his numbers. I feel like he's smart enough to know that this is not going to go the way that he wants it to go to win a championship. They're not winning a championship this year. No matter what trade they make, they can't win a championship. I feel like this is a year where he's get his numbers, beat Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's record, and worry about it next year. In my opinion,
they need to trade Westbrook. Like Westbrook is really holding them back.
Even if they trade Westbrook, I don't think they can acquire anything that will make them a relevant team as far as winning the championship. I feel like no matter who they acquire, it won't be worth them winning the championship, bro. In my opinion, because nobody wants. Who's gonna take Westbrook anyway?
But that's the thing. It's not even about trading him. I think they just need to just get him off the team. Like, just stop playing him. He's a liability on your team. I don't think he does anything good for your team, respectfully.
For sure. You see that shot he took yesterday? I'm smart. Bro. I'm smart enough that if I'm at LA Fitness, I'm not. If the score 15-14, I'm not taking that shot because I'm just like, you know what I'm saying?
Like you're up. Why are you shooting? Come on, man. Like, I feel like the criticism is all justified for Westbrook.
And it used to be kind of not justified, but now it's kind of like getting to the point where like, damn, like this shit is like really starting to like
it's justified, bro. He's doing it. Literally, all he needs to do is play good, and everybody will shut up. That's literally the solution. That's it.
0 for 11. That's kind of what got me when we went 0 for 11. I'm like, I woke up. I didn't watch the game, but I woke up like, damn. Every time I wake up in the morning, I look at the stat line. I'm like, 0 for 11.
And he said he had a good. Bro, they asked him, did you have a good game? He was like, yeah, I had a good game. Like, come on, bro. Westbrook. Eastern Conference,
man. I went Bucks number 1. Giannis. What else is it left to say? Number 2, I went the Sixers, even though they're starting off pretty slow right now. I feel like James Harden looks to be in shape. Hopefully he can keep this up. I feel like they'll pick things up. Celtics, number 3. I feel like my Cavs. I'm a Northeast Ohio baby. Donovan Mitchell putting up numbers. Not too good on the field goal percentage side. We got Darius Garland sitting out with the eye contusion or whatever happened to his eye. But I do feel like when he comes back, the Cavs will stay on track and be one of the better young teams in the NBA. Number 5, I got the Nets. The reason I got the Nets number 5, they could be number 2 potentially, but goddamn it, I don't know if Kyrie Irving is going to play a whole season, and he's one of my favorite players. Injuries can happen to either KD or Kyrie because they're up there as far as their NBA minutes and things like that. We know how that goes down. Number 6, I got the Heat. Jimmy Butler. He was trolling a lot with the dreads and everything like that this summer. I found that pretty amusing, you know, but they are a pretty good team. Just signed Tyler Hero. But I feel like a lot of people. Now, I had a situation where I put the Raptors number 7, but this could be a situation where the Raptors could actually win the Eastern Conference. Okay. But I do got them number 7 right now. That's just me just writing down, going on my gut. But it could be a situation where if you want to lay some money down on the Raptors winning the East, it could happen. And number 8, I got the Hawks at number 8.
Where's the Bulls at?
They're not on here.
No Chicago Bulls on there?
They're not on here.
But we're going to dive into that real quick. But yeah, my list, number 8, I have the Brooklyn Nets. Number 7, I have the Cleveland Cavaliers. Number 6, I have the Toronto Raptors. Please do not ever say that they're going to win the NBA title. Like,
I didn't say title. I said win the Eastern Conference.
Bro, they're not winning the Eastern Conference. But number 5, I have the 76ers. Number 4, I have the Miami Heat. Number 3, I have the Chicago Bulls. Number 2, I have the Milwaukee Bucks. Number 1, I have the Boston Celtics. I don't see the Brooklyn Nets being – I don't know why you're saying they're going to be the second team in the, second. Bro, this team is not it. I can see them not even making the playoffs.
I got them 5th.
No, I know, but you said that.
Yeah, I can see them being second.
There's absolutely no way, bro. They're not good defensively. They can't. There's something missing about that team, bro. Like, they're just not. They play too much one-on-one basketball. It's just not gonna work. They needed James Harden. I don't know why they traded him personally.
Yeah, he didn't want to be there.
Yeah, and then also the fact that you don't have the Chicago Bulls, like, you must not watch DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah, he a beast, man. He got the best, most sickest mid range I've ever seen. Ain't Lonzo out still? When Lonzo coming back?
Yeah, I'm not sure when he's coming back, but you're crazy to say that to the Toronto Raptors. Like, you're telling me you would put money, like, I know you be doing all them bets and whatnot. Like, you telling me you would literally put money on the Toronto Raptors to win the Eastern Conference.
I
Like,
mean,
let's
Juice, when you do like me and you buy a bottle of Douce for $80 a week. I mean, what's putting $20 on the Toronto Raptors winning the Eastern Conference and you might win $200? I mean, you know what I mean? At that point, you got to be logical and be like, hey, this $20 could actually strike something for me. So if I see a bet that I'm like, oh, you know, Toronto actually can have a chance to win the Eastern Conference if they stay healthy. And some teams like that take the regular season more serious than some of these other teams, like the Bucks. They might sit a couple players. Sixers might sit a couple players. Celtics might sit a couple players. We could see a situation where the Toronto Raptors just stay healthy all season and take it more serious. That's just what I'm looking at. See, Juice, I'm a thinker, man. Like I don't just think for now. I think for the future, brother.
They're regular. I think the Raptors are just a good regular season team. They're just a team that's gonna make it to the playoffs. I know they will, but they're not gonna do no damage. I mean, they're just a decent team, bro. They're mid. Like, they're an okay team. They don't have a superstar. Pascal Siakam can't be your best player and take you to the Eastern Conference Finals. It's just not gonna. I can see them not even making the playoffs, bro. But yeah, that's enough about basketball, man. I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of hungry.
Yeah, man. I feel like this was a pretty good show today, man.
This is a good pod. Like, let's try to use this as momentum to, like.
Yeah, I told you, man. When I want to pod, bro, I can pod, bro. Like, see how I kept it cool. I wasn't yelling and screaming. I got different versions of D-Rich that I can get at people, man. I can come on here, I can yell and scream, but that take a lot of energy. I can't do that for an hour like we've been on there for hours. I can come on here and talk, and I can be a pretty solid A mic. I'm not the best A mic, but I do my damn thing, man. And juice is juice. That's all I gotta say about juice, man. So,
yes, sir, man. Yeah, make sure y'all like the video, subscribe. Let us know what, like, other topics y'all want us to talk about and whatnot. Yeah, man. Follow me on Instagram, Juice May Hoops. Follow D-Rich at D-Rich TV. We out,
man.